Secret to Love, Health, and Money, a masterclass by Rhonda Byron. Is that her name? Is that how she pronounced it? Byrne. She might. But anyway, we're going to start with step 2, believe. Claim the dream relationship you asked for by believing it is already yours. Can you hear me, Queen? You can. Yeah, Yes, believing it is already yours. When you do, the universe will move all circumstances, people, and events for you to receive. And while you wait for your perfect partner to appear, you must continue to believe. Have faith, your belief that the person is already in your life and that you are already in the relationship. That undying faith is your greatest power. For one young woman, it was her disbelief in love that actually repelled every opportunity she had for romance. Ever since she was a teenager, she had formed the belief that love was only meant for beautiful queens. She considered herself a rather plain-looking adolescent, and she had convinced herself that she was destined to remain unlucky in love. The sad irony was that through the years of high school, she had become a very attractive young woman. Yet she continued to see herself as the ugly duckling, even though heads turned when she walked into a room. Nothing could shake her firm belief that she was not a catch, or the sort of girl a man could fall in love with. A series of failed romances in college only served to reinforce her belief, or rather, her disbelief in love. In each relationship, she would fall head over heels in love, but within weeks, her worries, fears, and doubts would emerge, and soon she and the young man would break up. She saw this as further proof that she would always be unlucky in love. Of course, the law of attraction says whatever you are thinking and believing about your relationship is exactly what you will receive from that relationship. And so she was destined to continue to experience failed relationships as long as she had thoughts of fear, unworthiness, and bad luck. After graduation, she secured a job at a firm where, as luck would have it, she worked with a young man she had briefly dated in college. At first, he avoided her and gave the impression that he didn't remember her. When she confronted him, he admitted the reason he was behaving this way was that she had broken his heart when she broke up with him. It had never occurred to her that she was the one sabotaging all of these relationships and her own chances of finding true love. After that realization, she and this young man became very close. They started dating again and fell deeply in love with one another. For this woman, it was her long-held belief that she was destined to be unlucky in love that caused her to sabotage every intimate relationship. Once she realized this, she was able to let go of that belief. And only then did she find the true love. Through the law of attraction, your beliefs, true or untrue, form your world. Step 3, receive. Perhaps the most important thing you need to do if you want to attract romance is to feel good. That's because when you are feeling good, it's much easier to believe you'll receive what you want than if you were not feeling good. In addition, when you're feeling good, you are on the frequency of all good things coming to you. And you are on the frequency to receive what you have asked for. A story I received for one particular woman is perhaps the best example I have of someone feeling good to receive the perfect person. This woman had lived a very challenging life. She had been married for 2 decades to an abusive man. His addictions and violent streak condemned the family to poverty in one of the poorest areas of South America. Despite being frequently attacked and beaten by her husband, the woman never complained. Instead, she kept up a happy disposition, especially for her 2 daughters. Eventually, though, the violence became overwhelming, and she was lucky to escape, taking her 2 girls with her. For the next 11 years, the woman remained single, raising teenagers, and then putting them through college on her meager earnings. In her part of the world, a woman could not get a decent paying job or start a career after the age of 30. But again, this was not something she would complain about. Instead, she spoke optimistically about her dreams, her new life overseas, and her new perfect, handsome husband, a foreigner from America of Europe or Europe. She didn't speak of this new life and marriage as a future thing, but as though it was happening now. Her friends and her family worried that she was becoming delusional. They thought she had seriously lost it when she started planning an overseas trip and gathered luggage and clothing she would need for the journey. She still didn't have 2 coins to rub together. Yet she applied for a passport and the necessary visas to travel. The Secret says that if you have an intuitive or instinctive feeling, then you should follow it. What you will find is that the universe is moving you to receive what you ask for. Well, that's exactly what this woman was doing. A short time later, a cousin living in Europe invited her over to stay with her and her family. The woman's eldest daughter, who had graduated from college by this time and was earning a good living, offered to pay for the flight. She happily accepted. During her travels, she met a wealthy Spanish businessman. He was her perfect, handsome foreign man that she had always imagined. He treated her like a princess, and they fell madly in love. He invited her back to his home in Spain, overlooking the ocean, where they both now live together, happily ever after. Despite her circumstances, what this woman did was to prepare and to make room to receive her desires. As she did this, she was sending out a powerful signal of belief and expectation, and the universe was perfectly happy to oblige. Now, if you want to meet your perfect partner, make sure your actions are reflecting what you expect to receive. What does that mean? It means doing what you would do if you were in that relationship now. What actions can you take that say you have already received your perfect partner or perfect relationship? For instance, are you doing all you can to look and feel your best? Do you keep the front passenger seat of your car clean and uncluttered for your perfect partner to sit when you go out on a date? Is there room in your closet for your perfect partner's clothes? No. How about setting the table for 2 people instead of 1? Or making room in your bed by sleeping on one side instead of the middle, and putting out 2 toothbrushes in the bathroom? There's no end to the creative ways that you can take specific action that will guarantee you receive what you've asked for. And when you are truly ready to receive, the law of attraction will use circumstances, events, and people to bring the perfect relationship to you. So follow the creative process that relationship you want to attract. Don't waver from your belief and do your best to feel as good as you can. And then nothing can get in the way of the universe delivering to you what you asked for. You're in lesson 5, imagination and relationships. Your entire life is what you have imagined it to be, whether you are aware of it or not. Everything you have or don't have, every situation and circumstance, and every relationship within your life is what you have imagined it to be. The problem is that many people imagine the worst. They're turning the most wonderful tool against themselves instead of imagining the best. Many people are in fear and imagine all the things that can go wrong. And as surely as they keep imagining and feeling those things, they happen. Think about and imagine the best you can in your relationships, because the best you can imagine is a piece of cake for the law of attraction. Remember, life isn't happening to you. Life is responding to you. Life is your call. Every area of your life is your call. Whether you want a perfect partner, a better marriage, or a better relationship with your boss, simply get yourself onto the receiving frequency. You do that by imagining and feeling what it would be like to have that relationship. When you imagine anything that you want and love, you are harnessing the law of attraction. As you imagine something positive, such as a caring, loving relationship, and you feel good as you imagine it, then that is what you receive. Your thoughts, desire, and feelings create the magnetism. The magnetic power, drawing what you want to you. If you can imagine it through thinking and feeling it, then you can receive it. But you have to make sure to use your imagination for what you want rather than for what you don't want. This is the difference between someone who is struggling in life and someone who has a fabulous life. Those who have a great life imagine what they want, and they feel the good feelings of what they are imagining. People who are struggling are unintentionally using their imagination for what they don't want, and are feeling the negativity of what they're imagining. It's such a simple thing, but it creates vast differences in people's lives. Therefore, if you want to attract the perfect relationship, imagine that relationship exactly the way you want it to be. Then all you need to do is feel the feelings of being in that relationship right now. One woman took this advice about imagination and wrote a letter to her future husband, thanking him for treating her so well. She was grateful for all of his wonderful qualities, for his kindness and humor, and for their shared interests, such as classical music, travel, art, and reading. She went on to describe a romantic date that they had shared. She didn't even meet this mystery man, yet she hadn't even met this mystery man, yet she described their life together in great detail. You won't be surprised to learn that she met her perfect partner a short time later, and he turned out to be exactly as she described in her letter. And the location he took her on their first date exactly the place she had imagined and written about. The powerful process of visualization. Whatever you can imagine is waiting for you, fully created in the visible, in the invisible. The way to make it visible is to harness the law of attraction by picturing it in your mind and feeling as you already have what you want right now. This process is known as visualization. The reason visualization is so powerful is because you are creating pictures in your mind that make you feel that you already have what you want. Visualization is simply powerfully focused thought in pictures, and it causes equally powerful feelings. When you are imagining something or visualizing something, you are emitting that powerful frequency out into the universe. The law of attraction will take hold of that signal and return those pictures back to you as your life, just as you saw them in your mind. To visualize a relationship, simply close your eyes and picture having the sort of relationship that you want. As you imagine doing all the things you want to do in this relationship, you are creating a new reality. Your subconscious mind and the law of attraction do not know whether you are imagining something or whether it is real. And when you are in the place where the relationship, you are imagining real feelings. No, I'm sorry. And when you are in the place where the relationship you are imagining feels real, they missed the word. And when you are in the place where the relationship you are imagining feels real, when you believe it, you will know that it has penetrated your subconscious mind, and the law of attraction must deliver. The key to visualizing relationships or anything else that you want is to keep the pictures moving in your mind and yourself moving in the picture. If you keep the pictures moving like a movie, you can master visualization really quickly. If the picture is static, it is a lot harder to hold the picture in your mind. Besides, relationships are not static. They are active and dynamic. So keep your visualization busy with lots of movement, lots of activity, and of course, lots of conversation. Your mind will become so captivated by the moving pictures, it will not be able to think of anything else. When you use visualization, picture every scene and situation you can with the relationship you want and feel that you have it now. Imagine and feel the love and gratitude for having it. Do this each day until you feel as though you already have your desire. Do it until you know that relationship belongs to you, just as you know your name belongs to you. You might get to this state after just 1 or 2 days, or it may take you longer. Then simply get on with your life, having as many good thoughts and good feelings as you can. That's because the more good thoughts and feelings you have, the more you are on the receiving frequency. And the faster you will receive all that will make you feel good. Using visualization to create your dream life is very much like making a movie of your life. In fact, you are creating the movie of your life right now. So how is the movie of your life going? Do you need to make any script changes? perhaps in how your characters relate to each other. Maybe you'll like a casting change or to add a romantic lead. Is there any editing that you want to do? Today is the day you use your imagination to make any changes that you want to your life movie. Because today's visualized changes will be screening tomorrow. Vision boards. Another way to harness your imagination to attract amazing relationships is with a vision board. You can let your imagination go wild with a vision board by placing pictures of all the things you want and pictures of how you want your life to be. As you look at the vision board, you are imprinting the images in your mind. As you focus on your vision board, it stimulates your senses and evokes positive thoughts and feelings within you. Then you have the two elements of creation, your mind and your feelings, working in full force. Whatever it is you want, look for pictures of those things and place them on your vision board. For instance, you can find pictures of a couple in love, a group of friends, a happy family, children, a newborn baby, or someone on a holiday board with a friend or partner. You can use photographs of yourself next to pictures of a dream partner to help you imagine your ideal relationship. I know of one woman who broke the cycle of failed romantic relationships with the aid of a vision board. She had basically been single for the better part of a decade. Dating was one disappointment after another. So she turned to a vision board as somewhat of a last resort. She gathered typical pictures of couples in love, kissing, dancing, hugging, and generally being romantic. She added in words of hope and optimism, such as future husband, the love of my life, and romance. When she went on dates, even if they didn't work out, she remained hopeful and appreciative of the fact that she was one step closer to her perfect partner. And she was right. When he finally appeared, she was ready. They fell in love and they are now planning their future lives together, all because of a vision board. Make sure you put your vision board in a place where you see it and look at it every day. Feel the feelings of having those things now. The more you feel it and believe it, the faster the things will manifest. Journaling. Writing or journaling is another great way to use your imagination for incredible relationships. If you want to attract the perfect partner into your life, you can describe and write in exactly what that person is like and what your relationship is like. You can include their likes, dislikes, tastes, hobbies, family, background, profession, and anything else important to you. You should be able to create a list of at least 100 things that describe your perfect partner, and then just sit back and watch how the universe orchestrates a person matching your description into your life. One young man awoke from a particularly vivid dream, convinced that he had just met the love of his life. He described her as Asian with long black hair and much shorter than he was. When he told his friends that he had seen his future wife in his dream, they laughed. But to him, it was no joke. However, years passed with no sign of the girl, and he began to lose hope. Then she returned to him in another dream. This time, he caught her name. Aya, I might be pronouncing it wrong. AYU. he decided to write a story about a man who was visited by the girl of his dreams. He called the story Dream Girl, and he described his heroine, heroine in great detail, naming her, I guess that's IU, after his own dream girl. He could have picked up easier name like Michelle. A short time later, he was casually navigating a social media website when he chanced upon the profile of an Asian woman who looked remarkably familiar. Her profile was locked, which meant he had no way to contact her. So he just moved on. Besides, her name was not Ayu or AU. A few days later, this very same woman sent him a friend request. She had seen his profile too and felt compelled to get in touch. They made an instant connection and soon fell in love. And would you believe it? Her middle name was A. He had not only dreamed his dream girl, he had written her into his life. Play make-believe. Another way you can use your imagination to transform your relationships is to create games in your mind and to play. At some point, we stop playing and having fun like we did as children, with the result that as we became adults, we became more serious about life. But seriousness brings serious circumstances into your life. When you play and have fun, you feel really good, and voila, viola. No, that's not viola. I'm not sure about that word. Really good circumstances come into your life. The point is, life is supposed to be fun. Play with the law of attraction and invent games with your imagination, because the law of attraction doesn't care if you're imagining and playing or if it is real. Whatever you imagine and feel will become real. How do you play? You do the same thing as you did when you were a child, and you used to imagine, and you use your imagination to create make-believe games. When you were a child playing make-believe, do you remember how convincing your imagination was to you? Well, this is what you must do. When you want to manifest anything secretly inside yourself, pretend that you have what you want already. For example, if you want great friendships, make believe or pretend that you have great friends now. The moment you tip the balance by imagining and feeling that you have great friends now, more than noticing that you don't, you will have great friends. This simple formula applies to everything. If you want a romantic relationship, then make believe that you have it now. Pretend that you are on a blind date with your perfect partner. What would that look like? If you just met if you just met the love of your life, how would you feel? You would feel different from how you feel now. Everything about you would change. You would walk differently, you would talk differently, and you would act as though you were on top of the world. Walk like that now. Talk like that now. Act as if you have it now. Whatever it is you want, use your imagination, create games, and play. Do whatever you want to generate the feeling that you have what you want already. Surround yourself with items of clothing, pictures, photographs, and objects relevant to what you want to create. Use every prop you can find to help you. so you can imagine and feel the feeling of having a relationship that you want. A truly incredible example of this came from a young single mother who had been alone and looking for love for over 3 years. One day she was in the city trying to find a particular street when a wedding dress in a shop window caught her eye. She went inside to take a closer look. The shop assistant encouraged her to try it on. And against all common sense or reason, she wound up buying that dress. To be clear, she had no significant other and so no wedding plans or need for a wedding dress. Outside the shop, she bumped into a man who looked very familiar. He was the spitting image of an actor she liked. Ooch. And whose face adorned her computer as a screensaver. In one of those stranger than fiction coincidence, he just happened to be looking for the same address that she was. And so they set off in search of it together. Needless to say, they hit it off immediately and soon began dating. Within months, they had moved in together. And they are now happily married. Incredibly, this woman attracted her husband with the help of a computer screensaver and the powerful action of buying a wedding dress. No matter how you use your imagination to attract new and better relationships, the important thing is to feel good when you're visualizing. Capture that energy as you imagine your ideal relationship. Quick flashes of imagining and feeling your desire are all you need to harness the power of your thoughts and feelings for what you want. This is playing. This is fun. This is the joy of creating your life. Okay. I think this should end our reading for today. And then the next reading will be lesson 6, gratitude and relationships.